everybody, and welcome to the season right here from the Astrodome in Houston. It all comes down to this one ball game, which is going to unfold in front of our eyes right here, starting in just a few minutes. I'm Andy Musser with Harry Callis, Rich Ashburn, Chris Wheeler, and Tim McCarver. The Astrodome will be sold out again here tonight as the Astros try to win their first National League pennant, and the Phillies try to win their first since 1950. What an atmosphere we have here. And as far as the pitchers are concerned, we have the old and the new. We've got Nolan Ryan, who has been through a lot of big games in his career. And, of course, we've got Marty Bystrom, who is only spending his second month with the Phillies. So we've got that little interesting sideshow to go along with this great show that's coming up here in the Astrodome tonight.
After 7 innings, it's Houston 5, Philadelphia 2.
Larry Bowa will lead off the 8th inning for the Phillies, and they need a comeback rally. It'll be Bowa, Boone, and Gross to bat in the 8th inning for the Phils. Here's the windup and the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a punch shot, base hit into center field. Larry Bowa starts to come back with a single to center field. For Bowa, it's his 5th hit of the series. And that's going to get the Astro bullpen up in a hurry. Joe Sambito, the left-hander, is going out there. Hit number 6 for the Phillies. Here's Bob Boone. The pitch to Bob. Grounder off the glove of Ryan. He scrambles after it. Everybody's going to be safe. Finally, that ball was fielded by the third baseman, Cabell, who made a wild attempt to get Boone at first, but to no avail. And the Phillies have runners at first and second.
Well, the Phillies haven't died all year coming back, and it's just so unfortunate. As you mentioned, when the game was 3-2, you just knew how big those extra runs were. They go up 5-2 in this building, but the thing about this ball club, they do not quit.
And Greg Gross will get his first at-bat in the ball game tonight. Ryan's pitch to Gross, bunted third base side, it's a beauty. Ryan fields, no play, safe all around. Bases loaded with Phillies, bunt single, Greg Gross.
Wow.
What a beautiful bunt by Gross, perfectly placed down the third base line, and the Phillies have him loaded with nobody out, and Rose is up. Rose steps back out of the box to break the tension a little bit. Even a guy with ice water in his veins like Pete, who is totally under control, has got to feel the excitement of this thing. He's had a lot of key at-bats for the Phillies, but he's up there in one right now. Bases loaded, nobody out. Down by 3. Here's the pitch. Outside ball 4, there's a run. Phillies got one of them back. It's a 5-3 ball game. Pete Rose will draw an RBI on a bases-loaded walk, and here comes Bill Burton out of the dugout.
Wow. Keep saying, wow. Sambito is ready, and he's been striking out McBride all throughout these playoffs, and they're going to go to him right now.
Moreland has not batted in the series. The bases are loaded, nobody's out, so it's the left-handed pitcher against the right-handed batting of Keith Moreland, who hit .314 for the Phillies this year. 7 hits and 17 at-bats coming up cold for Moreland. Here's the set. The 1-2 pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball on the right side. A run's going to score. They go to second for 1. That's all they get. It is a 5-4 ball game. Moreland will get an RBI. They erase the middleman. But that is only the first out of the inning. Moreland gets one of them home. It's back to a 1-run game, and here comes Verdon.
That's a pretty good play by Landis-Store to get the lead man. What happened was Rose kind of stopped in the base path and tried to distract the second baseman, and it cost him in a way because he was able to go and get him. I think if Pete had kept running, he probably would have been able to move up on that play. As it was, they got the lead man going in there.
We've got a pitching change. He is going to bring in Forsch. He's not going to let Schmidt bat against the left-hander, that's for sure. Here's the set by Forsch. The 0-2 pitch. On the outside corner, a called strike. Mike Schmidt looks it a called third strike, and the Astros get a very big second out. Force comes out of the bullpen to do his job and strike out Schmidt. The left-handed batting Unser, who is 0 for 3 in the series, gets an at-bat right here. Dell batted .264 for the Phillies this year. And in the pinch, he batted .316. Here's the stretch by Force. The pitch on the way to Unser, ripped into right field, base hit, tie ball game. Dell Unser delivers a key hit for the Phillies, and they've come back to tie it 5-5.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
What an unbelievable.
Dell Unser has tied the ball game with a sharply struck single to right field.
These guys keep picking each other up. Andy Schmidt strikes out on 3 pitches, and Dell Unser comes up and hits a BB for a base hit. I want to tell you, when this thing is over, we're going to sit down some night this winter and just think about this, and you're just not going to believe what has happened in these 5 games, and there's still more to go.
That's right. We better save a little left for the rest of this ball game. What a key hit by Dell Unser. Aviles shoot it over to third base on that play, and here is Manny Trio. 3 big runs for the Phillies, and it's right back to where it was tied. 10 runs on the board tonight. Here's the set. The 1 strike to Trio. Line drive left field. Base hit. Here comes Aviles to score. Heading for third base is Unser. That ball's in the corner. Here comes Unser for the plate. He's going to score. He goes into third. Manny Trio to third with a 2-run triple. Phillies lead the game 7-5. 5-run inning for the Phillies, capped off by Trio's 2-run triple to the left field corner. What a big blow by Trio as he triples to the left field corner to drive in a pair of lead runs for the Phillies.
What a key hit by Manny Trio. Unbelievable, down the left field line and just fair by a couple of inches, really. And what do you say, Andy? Great call on that. A lot of extra noise up here right now, but boy, I'll tell you, that was just, well, let's keep going. This is some game.
But the Phillies have hit the Astros with their biggest inning of the series. They have come up with 5 runs. They did it on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits in the inning. No Astro errors and 1 man left on base. We're in the middle of the 8th inning. It's 7-5 Phillies. A bunch. Now here's Landeskog batting for the first time in the game. In the series, Rafael is 1 for 8 with an RBI. Landeskog hit .247 this year. He's a switch hitter. He'll be batting right-handed against McGraw. First and third, 2 down. Tug stretches. The 1-1 to Landeskog. Breaking ball, base hit to left field, run scores. And the Astros now trail it by a 7-6 score. Landeskog drives one of them home. Stopping at second base was Terry Poole. Phillies lead 7-6.
Phillies have gotten hurt with 2 balls now guarding the line. Mike Schmidt in his normal position will catch that ball with guarding the line for the extra base hit, and he hit it right where he normally would be. Big hit by Rafael Landeskog.
And Jose Cruz will bat. McGraw stretches. The 2-2 pitch to Cruz. Into the air to center field. It's in for a base hit. Around to score is Terry Poole. The Astros have tied the game. Landeskog goes to third. It's a 7-7 ball game. Jose Cruz has tied it for Houston. Walling grounds into a fielder's choice and the inning is over. But the Astros have rallied themselves. They have scored 2 runs in the inning to tie it. It'll be 2 runs on 3 hits, and the Astros leave 2 men on base. We go to the 9th inning. It's a 7-7 ball game.
The Phillies and the Astros go extra innings.
Unser the batter. What a big hit Unser got in the 8th inning when the Phillies were clawing their way back. They had that 5-run inning, and Unser got the single that tied the ball game. Manny Trio untied it with a 2-run triple to the left field corner, but the Astros came back. Hard hit ball down the right field line. It's going to be extra bases for Unser. That ball skipped by Bergman. Digging it out of the corner is Woods, and Unser has a double. Gary Maddox with a chance to plate a go-ahead run for the Phillies in the 10th inning. It's Frank LaCorte against Gary Maddox. Gary digging in. Here's the stretch. Pitch on the way to Maddox. Line drive, center field, sinking, base hit. That ball's in play. Phillies lead. The ball gets Guy Poole. Maddox goes to second. The Phillies lead at 8-7 on Gary Maddox single to center.
Oh my, here we go again. Gary Maddox, how many clutch hits has he had since he got in the doghouse or wherever he was in? Another big hit right there to put the Phillies ahead and put himself in scoring position. Poole did everything he could on that, and boy, I'll tell you, Henny, for a split second, it looked like he was going to catch that ball because it stayed in the air an inordinate amount of time for as hard as he hit it. How close that was to him catching that ball.
But the Phillies have taken the lead. In the 10th inning, the Phillies have 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 10th. It's 8-7 Phillies. Danny Heap, a left-handed batter, is going to be brought out to pinch hit for Gary Woods. The windup, the 2-2 pitch to Heap, swing and a pop-up. Larry Boa ranging to shallow left field, making the call, waiting. There's one. Boa makes the grab. That's 1 out. Heap is retired on a pop to shallow left, caught by Boa. The left-handed batting, Terry Poole. The windup by Ruthven, the pitch to him. A hard hit ball, but right at Maddox in center. He gets back, makes the catch, out number 2. Gary Maddox caught that one, and that's the biggest out of the inning. No, I want to revise that. The biggest out of the inning will be the next one. How about Terry Poole being retired on 1 pitch? That's almost taken the fun out of it. Chris Wheeler, folks, is chewing on his earpiece. That's why you can't hear him right now.
It's great, isn't it?
It will be in a minute.
Well, we'll see.
Here's Enos Cabell. He is 1 for 4 with a sacrifice. Cabell breaks the tension by going back and swinging the bat a few times. Now the right-handed batter steps back in. The windup by Ruthven. The 3-2 pitch. Here's a punch shot to center field. Maddox racing over. He catches the ball. Phillies win the pennant. The Phillies have won the pennant. The Phillies win the ball game 8-7. They go to the World Series for the first time in 30 years. Way to go, Wheels. All right, Andy. World Series finally all right. Astros down in order in the 10th inning. Oh, the Phillies are all over the field. It's bedlam here in Houston. The Astros have been defeated in this ball game, and the Phillies are headed for the World Series Tuesday night at Veterans Stadium against the Kansas City Royals. The Phillies have rallied against all kinds of odds this year, and they have won the pennant with an 8-7 victory at the Dome.
Do you have Marty on yet, Bystrom? Marty has been up here, yeah. Marty on early? You had Marty on? Ruly Carpenter. Ruly Carpenter. Nice going, Ruly. President and owner of the Philadelphia Phillies. What are your thoughts right now, Ruly?
Well, my thoughts right now are that I hope we don't have to wait 30 years for the next one. Richie here was fortunate enough to play on the last National League champion that we had, and I just can't express my feelings at this time. I just wish my father were here to enjoy it, but I'm sure he saw it on television. But it was a great win. These guys came back. They've come back all year, and let's hope we can win the World Series.
How'd you manage to sit through all of these games? I mean, every one was a nail biter.
I don't know how many packs of gum I chewed, Harry. That's the way I kept it under control, but it was just something else, I'll tell you.
need a commercial.
I'll tell you, it was amazing to see this club come back after Houston got a 5-2 lead in the 8th inning and Nolan Ryan pitching.
I think the key in that inning, there were two things. Rose's walk and then the bunt that Greg Rose dropped down the third baseline really got things going and put the pressure on. I've never seen a game where so many people contributed to a victory. It was just an outstanding effort by the entire squad.
Donna Schmidt is coming up along with husband Mike. Donna, how does this one feel?
This feels super happy.
Mike, how about you? How does this? You've been through it before. You've been through 76, 77, 78, where the Phillies came close, didn't quite get there, and you looked like you had some kind of determination this year.
All I can say is I did a lot of praying on that field yesterday and today, and all of my prayers were answered, Harry, and I watched most of that game today. I was a lot of dead weight out there myself, and Manny Trio reached back and played the best game I've ever seen a second baseman play. The best game, bar none, I've ever seen a second baseman play. Gary Maddox came up with another, probably the second biggest hit of his career. Bob Boone's hurting right now in the training room. Bob was crying in the dugout. He played his heart out so much today and got that big hit in the first inning, got his ankle spiked real bad at home plate. And Harry, to sum it all up, we had, even when we won it, it wasn't easy, was it? We had to overcome so much stuff out there. A team that had so much heart just kept coming back at us and back at us and back at us. Nobody, I thought when we won it, we'd blow somebody out, but, there were so many turning points. I saw some things out there that I just respect so much in the game of baseball. I can't even imagine it, and sometimes I'm tough to get the respect of.
Donna, Philadelphia Phillies in the World Series in 1980. What are your feelings about that, the kind of year your husband had?
Well, I can't really believe it. It hasn't really sunk in yet. I've been pacing the floor for the last 4 innings. I was afraid to sit down and think